we have 100, 150 people employed in jobs which are not driven by the same stress and then the same want for profit that a regular business is. And that doesn't mean we aren't profitable, it just means that we have other ideals. And I think that's Christiania's real contribution. So when you're not dependent on the municipality for childcare or for the upkeep of your buildings or stuff like that, it actually gives you some opportunities to do a lot and to define how you do things yourself. So I'd say the more responsibility you can take in a community for what would normally be considered public works, the more independence you can actually gain. Rent paying in Christiania has happened for the last 30 years. When it was still a squat, which was up to 2010, we all paid rent and put it in a communal box, so to speak. We put it in the bank, but we used the money that we paid in rent to run our community. So we used that to have our sanitation, to run our kindergartens and all the things that we have running here. We have around 30 to 35 people employed in Christiania doing sort of what we consider to be public services, but it's done within Christiania. So the people who pay rent in Christiania are the inhabitants who live here, the citizens of Christiania, and the businesses in Christiania. We have quite a lot of businesses here in Christiania, from cafes to concert houses to restaurants to businesses like this one, Christiania Bikes. So we all pay rent. A decision was taken long ago, which goes more than 30 years back, that the cannabis market should not contribute by paying rent. And I think this was a very wise decision, because this means that Christiania's economy was not dependent on the cannabis trade. So everybody that has a business in Christiania pays rent, except if you run a shed in Pusher Street, then you don't pay rent. I've worked in Christiania for the last 12 years, and I've lived here for the last 6 years. I run a business that sells cargo bikes to most of Copenhagen. We've been here for a little more than 30 years. I haven't been there all along, but I'm happy to be part of this story here, because it's a bike and a brand that has really set its mark on Copenhagen. We have around, we consider ourselves to be a social business, so we run a business that has to be profitable in economical terms, but it's equally important to us that it's socially profitable, so to speak. We employ people, around 8 to 9 people. I think I'm the only one that lives in Christiania, and I think that marks many of the businesses in Christiania, that you have 1 or 2 people from Christiania there, but you have a lot of people who come in from Copenhagen and who work here, and who actually contribute to what Christiania is on a daily basis. What's important for us here is that we are able to employ people who won't easily find employment in the regular employment market. So we have apprentices here who, when they start off working with us, they might be sort of not very socially adapted. They might not be the best at getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning and so on. But we try to tolerate them, and we try to sort of use our business as a way to give people a chance to contribute from whatever point of departure they actually have, and we have people here who have handicaps, and so we have different people working here. We also have sort of just regular people who'd like to work somewhere else than the ordinary 9 to 5 white collar job.